What if I told you a country can lose everything, its economy, its global reputation, its powerful alliances, and still not be finished? In part 1, we saw how Iran had oil, money, military power, and ambition. We saw how revolution, war, sanctions, and isolation stopped its superpower dream. But here's the real question. Was that the end of Iran's story? Or was that just the beginning of a new chapter? Today we're not talking about the fall, we're talking about the future. Can Iran still become a superpower? Let's break it down. To answer this, we need to look at 3 things. Does Iran still have the power? What is stopping it today? And what must change for it to rise again? Let's go step by step. First, resources. Iran still has some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the world. Energy is power. And in a world facing energy shortages and rising demand, that matters. Second, geography. Look at the map. Iran sits right between the Middle East, Central Asia, and South Asia. It's close to Europe. It borders the Persian Gulf, and geography gives influence. Third, population. Iran has more than 80 million people. A large portion of them are young and educated. Its universities are strong in engineering, science, and medicine. Human capital is one of the biggest assets any country can have. So yes, Iran still has power. But power alone is not enough. Now let's talk about the barriers, because this is where reality hits. Sanctions are still one of the biggest obstacles. They limit foreign investment, access to global banking, international trade, and technology imports. Without full integration into the global economy, growth becomes incredibly difficult. A country cannot become a superpower while economically restricted. Internally, inflation has been high. The currency has weakened over time. When people lose confidence in their money, they lose confidence in the system. Economic stability is the foundation of global power. Without a strong economy, military strength cannot sustain itself for long. Then there's the brain drain. Many educated Iranians leave the country for better opportunities abroad. Doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs. When your smartest minds build other countries instead of your own, development slows down. This is a silent but powerful problem that drains the country of its future potential. And finally, global alliances. Iran has influence in the region, yes, but global superpowers need strong global alliances. Trade partnerships, technology cooperation, diplomatic trust. Isolation limits influence. And influence is everything in global politics. Despite all this, Iran has not collapsed. It has adapted. It has built regional alliances. It has developed domestic industries. It has invested in military and defense capabilities. It has strengthened ties with countries outside of traditional Western influence. This shows resilience. And resilience is a sign of long-term survival. But survival is not the same as dominance. Let's be realistic. For Iran to become a true superpower, 5 major changes would be needed. First, economic diversification. It needs to build strong private industries, encourage innovation, and move beyond its dependence on oil. Countries that depend only on natural resources rarely dominate globally. Technology and productivity matter more. Second, diplomatic integration. This means reducing tensions, improving diplomatic relations, and re-entering global markets fully. Superpowers don't isolate themselves, they connect. Third, institutional reform. Long-term growth requires predictable institutions, stable laws, and clear economic policies. Investors don't put their money into uncertainty. They need confidence that the rules won't suddenly change. Fourth, reversing the brain drain. This means creating opportunities for young, educated people. Higher salaries, research funding, business freedom. If the youth stay and build, the future strengthens. If they leave, the future weakens. And fifth, strategic rebalancing. Iran would need to balance its regional influence with its economic priorities. Military power without economic strength becomes too expensive. Economic strength without stability is fragile. Superpower needs balance. Becoming a superpower is not just about potential. It requires a massive GDP, a strong currency, technological leadership, global cultural influence, military capability, and political stability. Right now, Iran has some of these, but not all. And the missing pieces matter. So, Can Iran become a superpower? Here's the honest answer. Yes, but it would require major transformation. History shows countries can recover. Germany and Japan rebuilt after World War II. China transformed its economy. But transformation requires a series of difficult and strategic decisions. The next 20 to 30 years will decide Iran's direction. Maybe the better question is not, can Iran rule the world? Maybe the real question is, can Iran build a stable, prosperous, and globally connected economy first? Because superpower status is the result of stability, not the starting point. Iran's story is not simple. It is a story of ambition, resistance, mistakes, resilience, lost opportunities, and unfinished potential. Part 1 was about the fall. Part 2 is about the possibility. And the future is still unwritten. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Iran can rise again in the next 20 years? Or has the superpower window already closed? Comment below. And in Part 3, we'll compare Iran with Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Israel to see who will dominate the region. If you want to see that, type Part 3 in the comments. Subscribe to The Silent Economy for more deep dives into geopolitics and economics. See you in the next episode.